As Sarah said, my name is Mark Bloomquist, John's dad, and I'm joined here with my whole family from California, along with their significant others, which is so special. My lovely wife, Jean, if you haven't met, of 36 years. Thank you, Jean. And we have David, who is John's brother, who's our terrific MC, who just does a great job, and his girlfriend, Veronica, and then Angela, and who's my daughter, and Chris. And Angela helped out with some of the wedding functions today, which was fun to watch because that's what she does as a career. So it was so fun to watch her do that live. That was really a fun time. But the first thing I wanted to say was a thank you, certainly, to Fred and Judy and Julia. I think that this is an amazing celebration. We have had an amazing time this week. We showed up on Tuesday, my wife and I, and we've been here all week long in their house. And so, they say, relatives smell like fish, they like fish, they smell bad after 3 days. They've been just great to us. They've been awesome. They've taken care of us. They've driven us places. They've picked us up. They've just been the best hosts. So we've really enjoyed that, and thank you so much for that. And we had the privilege of going to Mike and Gina's house on Wednesday night, which was, again, a lot of fun. And and Julie was there, and we got to meet their family and spend time, and that was great. We then had a party with this is the feeding bag. Which way? Okay. I'm sorry, I like to rove. And then we had some fun on was it Thursday night, Gene? I think it was Thursday night. We went to a jazz concert with some of Fred and Judy's friends, and they fed us food, and we just had a lovely time there. And then last night we had the opportunity to be outside having dinner and watching the clouds come in, which is really fun because we don't get thunderstorms in California. So that was a lot of fun. So we just had a really great time then meeting all of you and talking to you and seeing all the love that you have for Becca. And it really shows, I think, in Becca's character and who she is. So we really enjoyed that. I wanted to mention, though, that probably the best time I had all week long was when Becca came running upstairs and said, "Oh my God, I dropped my necklace in the sink. I have lost my necklace. I can't believe I did this." So she was upset, and we all said, "Well, what are we going to do?" Of course, the dad sprung into action. Both Fred and I, we grabbed the wrenches, we grabbed the pliers, we grabbed all the tools. We're like going to take care of it. So we go down in the basement to get that thing out of the sink, right? We're going to take care of it. So we go running downstairs. Well, everything's glued together, as it turns out. So wrenches are not going to do any good. We had a whole house full of people coming, right? And we were worried about them being able to use the sink. So we went ahead and we all got together, we brainstormed. I have a tool at home that I can shove down a sink and pick things out with. It's an awesome tool. Jean found it on the internet. Fred went and bought it. We came back. We worked together. We pulled it on up, gave it to Becca. And I think that was the best. That, for me, that was as dads, you have to fix things. And so we really enjoyed that a lot. So we're really excited to have Becca. To get a daughter without having to birth her, I think, Gene, has got to be a good thing, right? And that's got to be a good deal. So we're really excited. And Angela, I know, is really excited to have a sister. She had to deal with two older brothers her whole life, and she did really well. She came out okay. But, yeah, they were okay. So I did want to mention a couple of things that are really, I think, really point well to Becca. First off, the first time I met her was on a basketball court, which for me was really cool, because I love basketball. And I play a lot of basketball, and so does John. And I don't know if you remember Becca, but she came up to me and introduced herself to me, right? And said, "She's Becca, and she's here with John," and that was really cool. I thought that showed that she came out and she was supporting John, and then she came over and saw me. So I really enjoyed that. We've had a lot of times together. I've helped her with our career decisions. Made her unemployed for about 3 weeks. Glad that she ended up with a job eventually. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been here, right? So that was good. One of the things I really love about Becca is every time I see her, I get a hug. Have you seen this one? This big hug thing? She comes at you with a big hug. I love that. So really enjoy the hug. And so that's special too. The last thing I want to mention about Becca is that she writes thank you letters. Now, I don't know if anyone's gotten thank you letters from Becca, but I think it's a lost art in today's society, isn't it? I mean, what do you get, an email or a text message? Generally, that's what you get. And so I get this from Becca, and I'm probably going to cry, because this is really sweet. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, there's not a space in this thing, right? And I've got a stack of these at home, okay? And so it's quite something. But I think the one thing that speaks to me is, down the bottom, it talks about, I think when you've got a kid and you've raised them all these years, you know, the best validation you get is when somebody else appreciates them. Wouldn't you say? So actually, Becca, can you read this line right here? I don't know if you can. read the your son. Down. Do you see where it is? There we go. Right there. Could you read that?
Your son is by far the most wonderful husband I could ever have dreamed of, and while no thanks is enough, thank you.
Yeah. So, thank you. We've got a stack of these at home, and I'm looking forward to using them over the years because that was really touching. So anyway, I wish you would raise your glasses, please. And really, it's all about, you know, wishing them, with the love you already had, a fruitful and happy life. So, Becca and John. And Jean. Thank you. Okay, thank you. And so, the last person to speak is Fred. Fred, got some things to say?